Welcome back to 5D Gramma, where we are breaking the matrix tonight with Jamie and Sarah. Thank you so much for being here, you guys.
Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about? Matrix. Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television.
Remember who the real enemy is. Katniss, get away from that tree! Katniss, get away from that tree!
Heavens be! To talk heavens be!
Sir, we've lost power.
Are you ready now?
Yes. Say goodbye, Toto. Yes, I'm ready now.
Then close your eyes, tap your heels together 3 times, and think to yourself, there's no place like home. There's no place like home.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Welcome Jamie D. Chiara and Sarah F. Ford Mama Bear from Truth Social and Telegram as we break the matrix. Thanks for being here, everyone. I love you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Breaking the Matrix with Jamie DiChiera and Sarah F. Ford Mama Bear. Hey, guys.
Hey there. Hey, everybody.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. So I have some exciting, mind-blowing clips to watch tonight, you guys. You know, they say symbolism will be their downfall.
Yep.
Yes. So I came across these videos and they are foreshadowing for 9/11. And this first one that I'm going to play is of a magazine. It is Newsweek magazine from 1967 with David Rockefeller. And he has 9/11 on his watch. And it's just so mind-blowing.
Insane.
Yes. So I'm just going to ask everyone to put their psychological and spiritual thinking caps on, because we're going to go into some of this symbolism that they do. So thanks for being here, Jamie.
Yeah, thanks for having me, sis. It's going to be
Got it.
great.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip, and we're going to put this on right here.
Example of foreshadowing and or revelation of the method. I bought this magazine back in 2012 off of eBay because it's David Rockefeller, the man who more than anyone made sure that the Twin Towers got built so that he could destroy them with people inside. And it's shortly after construction began, so I thought there might be some interesting, sneaky revelation of the method style language in the article. Then I noticed that he has the hands of his quite visible watch set at 9/11. I always felt like there must be more to this cover, but it took me 3 years to figure it out. As you can see, he's sitting in the window of his office in 1967, 8 months after the groundbreaking for the building of the World Trade Center, with the hands of his watch set at 9/11, like I said. 9/11 on clocks was one of their favorite ways to foreshadow the upcoming date of their mass murder. They did this in many movies, television, and even commercials in the lead up to 9/11. Either the hands are pointing almost exactly at 9 and 11, or it's 11 minutes after 9. There was always something that bothered me about the so-called plane hole on the north face of the North Tower, the iconic one that really represents the 9/11 false flag and the one that they show us the most. I knew it was an important shape and angle for Rockefeller, and he knew well in advance exactly what he was going to make sure that it looked like. After all, it appears on the $10 bill back in the 1990s series, along with all the other scenes from 9/11 laid out in perfect order on the bills. This is also one of the first things that showed me that there were no planes used on 9/11. So the other day it occurred to me, the fake plane hole on the North Tower looks like one of the wounds that was on the Jesus statue on the crucifix at the church when I was a kid. Same shape and angle. So I start looking up crucifixion images just to be sure, and this article comes up. Jesus' crucifixion date, possibly April 3rd, 33 AD, according to earthquake study. See, the Bible says that when Jesus died, the ground shook, and they're able to go back that far and figure out when earthquakes occurred, apparently. April 3rd just happens to be the date of this magazine. So then I checked how many years there were between 33 AD, the probable year of the crucifixion, and 2001, the year of the mass human sacrifice on 9/11, foreshadowed on Rockefeller's watch. The number was 1,967, represented by the year seen here. In case you haven't heard, many people have been saying for quite a while that the probable actual birth date of Jesus was September 11, 3 BC. On that date, Jupiter, the king of the planets, collided with Regulus, the regal star, in Leo, the king constellation. I'll link to a much more thorough explanation below, but to me, it's one of those things that make a lot of sense. And after studying these people for a while, it's exactly the type of thing they like to do. Take something pure and important to a lot of people and twist it and pervert it. Have the sheep celebrate the birth of Christ on the wrong day, coinciding with a pagan holiday, actually. The very word Christ Mass does not mean the birth of Christ, but in fact his death. So they take the date 911 and corrupt it into something that in our minds signifies emergency, and make the actual day into a day of terror and sadness and mourning. And this is just the creepy member of their club that would enjoy gloating about it on a magazine cover. In the 1940s, David Rockefeller's uncle Winthrop Aldrich was on a committee to attempt to get the World Trade Center built back then. They were also foreshadowing 9/11 in the 1944 movie Double Indemnity, and even throwing in an allusion to the name Rockefeller in the same film. In the 1960s, a plan was introduced for a nationwide emergency number. Britain implemented 999 as their emergency number back in the 1930s. Australia and New Zealand selected 999 and 111 respectively as their emergency numbers in the 1950s. Yet for some reason, in 1968, just a year after this magazine came out, AT&T announced at a press conference that a universal emergency number was being established for the U.S. However, instead of 3 like numbers for ease of dialing in a crisis, numbers that could not be further apart on the dial would be used. 9 and 1 and 1 had been chosen by a computer, they said. Besides being a client of the Rockefeller-funded and directed RAND Brainwashing Institute, the 1975 book The Rockefeller Syndrome lists AT&T as just one of the many companies under Rockefeller control or influence. In the book Rockefeller, the Man Who Misrules the World, AT&T is referred to as the Rockefellers' family-owned monopoly. So they used their power to make the numbers 911, birth date of the Prince of Peace, signify danger and crisis, and after September 11, 2001, heartache and mourning. Rockefeller puppet Ronald Reagan even designated September 11, 1987 to be 911 Emergency Number Day, calling on the people of the United States to observe this day with appropriate ceremonies and activities. And every year, like clockwork, the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, an enormous representation of the one thing the Bible tells us not to drag into our homes and decorate with gold and silver, is lit at 8:55 p.m., when hands on the clock are exactly as they are on Rockefeller's watch. So here we have David Rockefeller, the man who was instrumental more than anyone on the planet in ensuring that the Twin Towers got built. Less than a year after the construction began, with the probable date of the crucifixion of Christ above his head, along with the years between that event and 2001 listed here, and the probable date of Christ's birthday and, of course, the date of the mass murder that took place in his towers in 2001 on his watch. A mass murder during which a slice appeared 1,000 feet up over southern Manhattan for all the world to see, similar to the wound depicted in many images of the person that the event seems to revolve around. And just as a side note, if you open this thing up, there's a cigarette ad on the back cover that puts 2 tower-looking things in red right about where the towers are being built, to David Rockefeller's right, if this picture continued west.
Oh, I see.
So this is what we're dealing with. Sick, arrogant people that feel the need to put their mark on everything in an attempt to convince us that they have total control of everything, which means they don't. As for God and Jesus and the Bible, I know it's trendy to be an atheist and hate all religion, but obviously those who hoard the knowledge, the same people that do very well if we're misinformed, plan their events around these things we're not supposed to believe in. Maybe they know something we don't. All pertinent links in the description, and thanks for watching.
Isn't that mind-blowing?
It's completely mind-blowing.
They use numbers and like plan these things.
Mm-hmm. And tell us 50 years prior to it happening, and not tell us, but allude to us. How about that?
They have a secret language They have a secret language, which is signs and symbols and numbers. And it is a secret language. You know that movie Da Vinci Code where he was
yeah.
okay. Now that's kind of what that was like. He could read their language, which we're learning. They speak in this language. It's signs and symbols in this. It's so
crazy.
mind-blowing
Mm-hmm.
to think that many years ago.
Yeah, they were foreshadowing it for sure. What for me was insane with this video was the fact that they talk about Jesus's birthday being on September 11th. Obviously, we celebrate Jesus's birthday on December the 25th, right?
Right. Which is called what? What's that day called?
Christmas, yes.
Right. I feel like that's really Christ massacre of Christ.
Yes. It is 100%. It is 100% that. So I actually looked into this a little bit, and I had never knew this. Ooh. So I was not aware, don't know if you were, that prior to the 4th century, they actually celebrated Jesus's birthday on September 11th.
Prior to when?
The 4th century.
Oh, really?
And after the 4th century, they switched Jesus's birthday, the celebration of it, to December the 25th, which was actually a pagan holiday. And they actually, it was the birth of the sun. What was it? The sun god. The birth of the sun god is what the pagans celebrated on the 25th.
Oh, wow.
So there's actually a verse in Revelations. I actually have it over here. I wrote it down because I obviously don't have it memorized. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Revelations 12:1 in the Bible says, "There appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars." So you, me, most people, when they think of talking about the stars, you think of astrology, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's typically what it was. But back in the old times, actually, they used to use the zodiac signs to talk about Jesus's life, right?
Oh,
so in this, they did. So in this verse, they talk about, what is it? A woman clothed with the sun. Clothed with the sun is what it says. So if you look at Virgo, which is the only constellation that refers to a woman, and as the sun goes through each year, it enters, if you're looking into the stars, it goes from like her neck down to her knees of the Virgo constellation in the stars, and it's clothing her with sun. And that only happens 21 days out of the year, which is the end of August until September the 15th. So that's that quote from the Bible. Then it talks about, what does it say? The moon was under her feet. And when they look back at the stars, and when they see back when that happened, the sun and the moon, when it was in Virgo, there was only one day that the sun and the moon were in those same positions, and it was September 11th.
Well,
that's insane.
I know. There are a lot of people that do believe and, have worked it out, like you, that his birthday was 9/11. And look what they've done to that day, right?
Which is what they do to everything.
I know.
Right? That's literally anything that's good. I feel like they take it and they twist it and they make it something bad.
Right.
Nothing's good.
Everything is literally upside down. Everything is upside down and backwards.
It's like opposite day. Like we used to joke. Remember, like in middle school, you joke about opposite day. You'd be like, "No, I don't like you. Ha ha ha. Opposite day. I really love you." That's really what they've done.
I know. Now, I did sort of come up with this little thing. Like I was thinking about the movies, how, oh, Jody's here. Hey, Jody. Shout out to Jody. I get to say this. I'm so excited. I am so happy for you, Jody. Jody got picked up on a platform at yournews.com. And she is right on there, right underneath Stu Peters' video.
I know, it's awesome.
Congratulations, sis. I'm so excited for you. So, anyways, now I don't know where I was with that. Anyway, congratulations, Jody. Yeah, totally lost where I was. Oh, well.
We were talking about how they take everything that's good and turn it into bad.
So in movies, you know, these alleged science fiction movies that are fascinatingly telling us what is happening, like this Westworld I've been talking about. You guys have got to see Westworld. And they're telling us what's happening. And it's just fascinating. You know, they call it science fiction, which is really like consciousness truth. It's like totally the opposite of science fiction, because it's like they'll tell you truthful things in them. So let's see. I want to give a shout out real quick to my friend Real Pam Jones from the Pedophile Disclosure Project before we get into this Prince stuff, because she is a very talented does amazing videos, digital work. So I want to play this clip really quick. And everyone go follow Real Pam Jones on True Social. And she is also on Rumble, and it is Pam Jones for Liberty on Rumble. So I just want to play this really quick before we get into the Prince stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Electric word, life, it means forever, and that's a mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you, there's something else. The afterworld. A world of never-ending happiness. You can always see the sun, day or night. So when you call up that shrink in Beverly Hills, you know the one. Doctor, everything will be alright. Instead of asking how much of your time is left, ask him how much of your mind, baby. Cause in this life, things are much harder than the afterworld. This life, you're on your own. And if the elevator tries to break you down, go crazy, punch a higher floor. You're living in. Take a look around. At least you got friends.
Isn't that awesome?
That's great.
I know, love it. The Fungi crew has the most amazing memes.
They do, always on True Social. Yes,
I know. Shout out to the Fungi crew. You guys have amazing artwork.
They do. So, I so agree.
All right. So I think Pam hopefully someday might come on, and so we can talk to her. She works so hard in the Pedophile Disclosure Project, always exposing these pedophiles, getting arrested and stuff. I mean, they're all over.
They are. It's disgusting.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So now I'm ready to get into this next video, which is it's about Prince's album, New World. I don't think he titled it New World Order. I think he just titled it New World. Okay, I better not say that. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and play it.
Just play it. Just play it.
vibration. The tracker you got from vaccination. You keep playing, you never walk alone. They're always listening, especially on the phone. When the lines blur, every boy and girl, how we gonna make it in this brave new world?
Numbers.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the new pill? It feels like sex. Guaranteed to thrill with no ill side effects. A pill that will stop the wrinkles, a pill that will stop the pain, a pill that will make a baby never super let it go game. What's it all for?
Now, right here, they go into comparing him to the Queen of England. And they have like the same birthday and how the numbers are add up to this stuff. Okay, so it's kind of mind-blowing.
When you can alter biology. Oh, what then, my friend, will you and I be? Oh, what then, my friend, will you and I be? When the sharpest vibration saves you from obliteration. When the melting pot stirs, how you gonna take it? When you can't tell him from her, how you gonna fake it? Every boy and girl, how you gonna make it in this
We got one more, and we gonna get out. I gotta go home, y'all. I gotta go back to America. I gotta go get ready for the bomb. Osama bin Laden getting ready to bomb. Osama bin Laden getting ready to bomb. You move. Osama bin Laden getting ready to bomb. Yeah, Osama bin Laden getting ready to bomb. Say what? Say what?
Okay. Did you see that? That bums me out. I got to go find it again. On that Supertramp album, it says 9/11 right over the towers. I hope I can get right to it. Oh, excellent.
Osama bin Laden getting ready to bomb. Say what? Say what? Holla! Larry, you want something? Let's come on, man. You done cooled off long enough. Kirk looking like a harem up in here. You know you want some. Should I clear the stage? Should I clear the stage? Give a nice round of applause. Thank you. Should I clear the stage? 2001 is here. Hallelujah.
I'm not saying it because we lost the great one, but to me, he's always been the greatest, you know, and no one's even close.
L.A. Reid paying tribute to Prince on CBS This Morning on Friday. The famed record exec shared an eerie story about his friend.
The one thing that, you know, kind of spooked me about it all was he has a song called Let's Go Crazy.
Yeah.
And it says, don't let the elevator bring us down. One time when I was with him privately, he said, you know what the elevator is, right?
No.
I said, no, what's the elevator? He said, well, the elevator is the devil, right? It scared me. You know, I don't like to talk like that, but he said that. And so for me, it was like really haunting when I read that he was found in an elevator.
E.T. confirmed the iconic artist was found dead in an elevator on Thursday. L.A. Reid says he believed Prince to have been in good health.
Did he have health problems?
That I don't know, right? What I know is that he was really health conscious. He was a vegan. He didn't abuse alcohol. I didn't know of him abusing drugs. He worked out, you know, so, you know, that also really concerned me because it made me think that, wow, so you mean you do all these things to take care of yourself and you die so young?
There's no sound and there's no music on this part. Sorry, guys. But anyways, it's okay. And also the money on our dollar on our bills, right? That they had the 9/11
where you like fold it
yes.
and then you see it, yeah.
There was some little pictures of that in that first clip. I wish we had that whole video. I wish I had that whole video, but on the money, it's got the towers when you fold them. So that's kind of mind-blowing to see all the numbers around the Queen. What do you think that relationship is? What is that supposed to be? Like they're part Ishtar? What is
I don't know because I know I've heard that Prince was a Jehovah's Witness.
Right.
I've heard that he was part of the Illuminati.
Well, maybe he had that internal struggle, you know. That internal struggle. Maybe he didn't win that and the elevator brought him down. Right.
Well, yeah. You saw that interview. It was the PBS one he did talking about the chemtrails. I don't know if you saw that video. But he's talking to the guy like being a kid and seeing the chemtrails and he thought they were cool and he saw like a bunch of them. He's like, and then after we would see the chemtrails in the sky, he's like, all of our friends would start like fighting and arguing and stuff.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Have you seen some of those schools in Chicago? The fights?
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It is unbelievable. I can't believe they even can get teachers. It is unbelievable. It is so out of control. There are fights all the time. One of the chats I get stuff from, I follow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, they're very much showing what, like, I feel like maybe I've been blinded to a little bit about the reality, because I feel like I'm so far removed from that world.
Well, yeah, because your kids at this point are way older. So for you, that was, that was many years ago for you. I still have a daughter. One, she's a senior in high school, so I've got one, but I'm in Florida, and I'm so thankful that all the things that you see online, they're not happening here, thankfully, at her high school.
Okay.
My youngest sister and my brother-in-law, they are high school teachers up in Georgia, and they've left where we grew up, and they've moved to another county because Gwinnett County has just gotten insane with their rules and what they're doing, and then what these teachers, and imagine, I mean, obviously there's some teachers who aren't awake, they don't know what's going on, and I'm sure for them they're just like whatever, but for the people who are awake, what do you do? What
Right.
can you do at that point when the school board is making all these rules? Like, what do you do as a teacher? Like, that sucks. I'm sorry, but that sucks. It's sad.
Right. And I do believe, that we are watching the old systems, implode. We are watching these old systems completely, right, just implode, and it is hard to watch. But now we know that it's. I mean, I would move. I would move if I could not deal with the craziness.
I'm so thankful I'm in Florida.
Hey, we got someone. Hang on. Yeah. We have. It's Shannon Adden. Hello. And she wants to know if Prince is a pedo. I think that they do some things for all that fame and fortune that are unimaginable. That's what I think. And I don't know for sure, but they do some horrific things. I shared some photos to my chat today that were horrible because, they were pictures of human organ harvesting, and these people are cannibals, right? They're
legit eating other humans. Yes.
Yes. Now, I listened to Megan Walsh, who had an amazing interview with Patriot Mike from Conservative Patriot Nation News. Hey, Patriot Mike.
We love you, Patriot Mike.
We love you. Yes. And so I just got sidetracked again. Anyways, I don't know what I was saying. Sorry.
I haven't heard anything about Prince being a pedo, but I don't know, man. Listen, there's so many people that are at this point in time. I don't know.
Okay, so what did I read? I either read it or I heard it on Patriot Mike's channel, the Conservative Patriot Nation News. It was an interview with Megan Walsh, and she brought into, she brought forward connections in this art world where they traffic the children in this embassies for art. That's how they were trafficking children as art, because they weren't.
Yeah, sure. It's a great cover.
Yes, they didn't get searched. And live art. Like, they literally shipped them as live art.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, and so I was reading also that, is it Jessie Zaboter? Is that how you say her name?
I don't know, but
Oh, you
Yeah, I
sent
know
it
who you're
to me.
talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she was in the mother training to be a mother of darkness. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she was way up in this satanic order, and has this, I don't know, 20 some page testimony statement of who was involved and what they did. And I did read parts of this and did a video on it.
It's sick.
Last year.
It's disgusting.
So, right. They literally, they have, alive children, and they cut open their skulls while they're alive, and they eat their brains.
And every
At a
other part of their
holiday meal.
body as well. Yeah, I know. It's awful.
And she talks about the 5 boys that she was in the training with. And they would give them adrenochrome, which they just went crazy and would rip, like they would become like cannibals. Like,
yeah.
From psychosis, from adrenochrome.
Yes. And they would literally have girls or boys or whoever they had roped up, and they would like just rip them apart.
100%. This is what they do. And it's all around this adrenochrome. It's it's disturbing, but I mean, I'm glad
it's beyond just disturbing. Yeah.
It's yeah. So Mr. Kimori Q is here. Hello. Thanks for being here.
Hi, nice to see you.
Yes. So now I have another short little video that it's funny. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it. Okay. Let me get over here. It was in my Telegram chat today.
After collapsing on the football field.
After collapsing in the middle of a game.
Collapsing during the game.
Collapsing on the tennis court.
Suddenly collapsing.
The player collapsed
and died.
After collapsing.
Are you tired of being called a conspiracy theorist? Do you see patterns where other people don't? Are your relationships with your friends and family suffering as a result? Well, then ask your doctor about noticinol. Noticinol is an FDA-approved drug that helps people afflicted by chronic noticing. It works by suppressing the part of your brain responsible for critical thinking so you can get back to living carefree. Side effects of taking noticinol may include, but are not limited to, heart attacks, sudden adult death syndrome, storming the Capitol, unironically enjoying late-night television, and in rare cases, Bryant's deltoiditis. People who take noticinol once a day report up to a 97% decrease in noticing. Do your own research to find out if noticinol is right for you.
You can't stop coincidences from happening, but you can stop noticing them. And now, for more severe cases, try extra-strength noticinol Jew.
Say goodbye to noticing once and for all. Noticinol.
Oh my God, stop. I didn't see that one.
Oh my word. I forgot it said that at the very end, but no, I'm like, Pam, I am Invisible 17. Stop noticing.
I actually saw you comment that. I didn't know what you were referring to, though. Now I do. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Stop noticing. Oh man. So when you see signs and symbols everywhere, I'm seeing patterns other people don't. Funny stuff. Funny stuff. Now, I just want to put this up real quick. Me and Kels did a really good video that has clips of showing real footage that was taken and not what was aired on the mainstream Mockingbird media, right? So this video right here is a really good video. And look at the time of it. Is exactly that.
Wow.
Right?
The mirror of 9/11. Yeah, I see it.
So it's has a lot of stuff in it. Things like that I pay attention to. You know, if I'm going to look at a video and it's like on about something and it's something like that, I'll be like, ooh, I need to look at that.
Right. I
Right?
hear you.
Yeah. So let's see. What else do we got? I watched a Scotty Martin video. I love his videos.
Yeah, they're good.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that if I'm busy and I'm working and I don't have time to get on Truth Social or Telegram to see what's happening, he puts it together. I love his videos. He kind of tells the story of what happened that day in the news, right?
Yeah, no, he does. You don't have to sit there and look at like 30 different things. He'll put them all into one for you.
Yeah. And, so this foreshadowing, I had no idea that they did that to that extent. I had no idea.
Dude, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God. Back in 1998, 99, I mean, I was just graduating high school at that point. I wasn't noticing a lot of stuff. But now looking back to realize that this is what they were showing to me is insane. Insane.
And, when we talk about these other things that are kind of out there, fringy, like, the Mandela effects and them, how things are different now. And like the stuff that there was like, we literally shifted a timeline. Now, when I was first waking up and learning about this, I was told this is a temporal war. Well, I didn't even really understand what is a temporal war.
Yeah.
So I went and looked it up, and it's time.
Mm-hmm.
Time. We're having time wars, timeline wars, right?
Yeah. So, try to wrap your brain around that.
I had to be quiet for a minute. Yeah, like timeline wars. So I came across an amazing channel. It is called Extreme Reality Check. And her videos are like sometimes 3 and 4 hours long, but she tells a story of what has been happening from such a big picture deal and how things are connected. And I believe the things she believes, right? About how they're telling us what they're doing, how they've literally been, trying to kill us, experimenting on us, and that we are God's warriors, and he's raising his army so that we can stand against this and survive and build the new earth, new world. So yeah, I just want to thank everyone for being here. I know it's not easy always being awake.
No, it's literally the opposite of being easy when you're awake. It's the opposite.
Stop noticing when you're noticing everything.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at the last clip and order me whatever that pill was so I stop noticing things.
I know it.
Like sometimes it does sound so nice just to be oblivious and not look at stuff, or look at stuff and be like, huh? What is going on?
Right. Because it is a little tricky when you notice it and you're like, does anyone, did you notice that?
Right. Am I the only one?
Are you seeing what I'm seeing here?
Yeah, but that's why I love you. That's why I love Breaking the Matrix, and what we're doing is because there's so much shit going on, man. There's so much craziness in the world. And do we have the answers? Do we know the answers? No. But I love you because you want to talk about it, right?
Yes. Thank
We
you. I
should
love
talk
you.
about it.
Well, yes, because otherwise we're all just living in pretend land. You
Yeah.
know, people didn't like Jesus. People didn't,
No.
they hated him.
They crucified him on a cross with a crown of thorns on his head. They despised him. Yeah.
So, anyways,
we can be despised. That's okay.
Yeah, I think that just it's exciting. It is an exciting time to be alive. And I am so glad that there is so much more. I felt like, is this, that movie As Good as It Gets? It's like, really? Is this as good as it gets? Because this is like, what? This sucks.
Yeah.
But, I do believe it was because I was doing it without the Holy Spirit. I was doing it without God, and it was very difficult and not very much fun.
No, it's not. When the Holy Spirit is there, when God is there, when Jesus is there, when all of that, it 100% changes your life and completely makes you look at everything in a completely different aspect. 100%.
Yeah. I was not religious. I really didn't know what a born again Christian was. I was like, I did not know what it meant. I thought it was just something people said, and I didn't understand how it could be real.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So anyways, that is just the whole foreshadowing to me, and the numbers of the 322 and how it all like is connected. It is crazy.
No, it is crazy because, do you know 322, they say that that's the vibration of like peace, compassion, and
really?
that apparently, they say that's a direct link, like a gateway to the spiritual realm. So for me, it was very fascinating to see the 322 and all the Prince stuff. It literally means an angel is trying to like send you a message.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wonder who their angel is. Lucifer.
I don't know. That's the thing that's so crazy to me. Was he Luciferian?
Who? Prince?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Or was he not? I mean, dude was talking about chemtrails. So
right. Now,
I don't know. It's crazy to me.
You know how they talk about, and we'll have to do a video about this. You know how they talk about being cloned, and that the real them's in the underworld. Literally, there's a whole world under our feet. They're like held under there. They're like Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Okay. She's one that Orlando Brown talks about it. Tila Tequila.
Yeah.
Came out talking about it, that their clone can come up to the land of the living, but they can't. So this is a spiritual war. I believe some of them
100%.
I think that some of them, like Tila Tequila and Orlando Brown, I do think that maybe they have won that spiritual battle, okay, and that God won, and that they didn't sell their soul totally. I'm hoping it kind of seems that way, but I don't know. Maybe part of their deal is that maybe they are, but this is part of their deal, that they have to tell the truth. Anyways.
Well, no. Well, dude, when you're talking about the Luciferians, they, of course, part of it is they have to tell us the truth, and hence you have the music and you have the movies, and this is how they tell us the truth.
Right.
But I don't know what it is, like when you're talking about with like Orlando Brown and like Britney Spears, when she did you see that crazy video of her like throwing up like the horns and doing all that?
I put it in my
What
last
is
video.
that?
Well,
what
okay.
Is that?
Now, what what was she doing? Was she flipping them off? Was she flipping them off?
That's what I think. I think she was flipping them off.
I think so
the
too.
Luciferians.
Yes.
I think it was like an FU to them.
I think so too. I do think I put that in my last video, you guys. Anyways, it's in the last video. Yeah, I think so too, Jamie. But to listen to what these people talk about, the clones and stuff, they have cloning stations, and they do, and it's yes, they're cloned. So I think that maybe their clone does stuff they wouldn't do. I don't know. I'm just, whatever you've thrown it out there. I really don't know how all that works. Because they can consciousness transfer. So if they're, because they've learned how to consciousness transfer,
right?
From one avatar to another avatar, kind of like the movie Avatar. Yeah, and so with this AI battle we have, maybe some of them have already uploaded into a mainframe, and then they, because they look the same, those pictures of, people from Hollywood, and then old pictures that they're compared and they look like the same person from a past time. Have you seen them?
Yeah, I just posted a thing about that as well. It's literally like 1832, and it's the same face, and it's Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's like his twin. Yeah,
and Jay-Z there's one of Jay-Z. There's what is her name? The one that played in Hunger Games. I can't think of her name. That was in that video.
Shoot! Yes.
She looks totally like this other actress that was like, I don't know, maybe in the 40s. I don't even know how old. Anyways, well, that's about all I have. I just want to say one thing about Global Tech MD. And you guys, this is an amazing Patriot-owned, backed Global Tech MD telemedicine for the people, by the people. And there's some amazing doctors involved in this. There's no waiting for an appointment. There's they can write prescriptions. They are awakened souls that are involved in this. So if you use 5D Gramma promo code, it's $9.95 a month, for the first month. After that, it's $29.95, but that covers the whole household, the whole household. Okay. I also have a link to my 7K Metals landing page and my Patriot Switch. So that's all I have.
That's all I have.
No, that's all I have. That's all we have, guys.
No.
Okay.
The only thing we could do every morning, like my dad said, put on the full armor of God.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. That's what you and I talked about before we hopped on the live today.
That's right. Yeah. We did. Because we are in a spiritual war, and we get there. They are, tricky, and this is a spiritual war. And we are out here, paving the way. And, so we have to put on the full armor of God. So we can.
You're not going to make it. Yeah, you're not going to make it if you don't. Sorry.
No.
You're not going to.
Yes. Okay, you guys. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you, Jamie. Look great. Nice talking to you.
Yeah, you too. Love you guys.
Love you. All right, you guys. We are awakening humanity one soul at a time for God and country. We'll see you guys next week.
See you later.
Welcome back to 5D Gramma, where we are breaking the matrix tonight with Jamie and Sarah. Thank you so much for being here, you guys.
Let me tell you why you're